compassion. Any questions? Do you have any questions? So we are still point 3. Transformations of adverse condition into path of awakening. I think this topic covers a lot, and it's a really important one. Then ultimately everything is fine. Right? Ultimately everything is a nature of 3 kaya or 4 kaya. Right? If we have that wisdom to see, then we don't have to worry. There's not adverse condition at all. But relatively, as a samsara being, even though ultimate nature is like this, but we experience opposite. Right? So many adverse conditions. Yes, one after one after one. Fear, jealousy, anger, sadness, right? Then not only from the internal, from outside, right? Your credit card is complaining, your phone, so many things. We face this. This is why we see a lot of activists outside also. Many confused activists. But the Mahayana teaching that happened, actually we should, the activists, the goal, we should change them, transform. That's our path, right? That is our education. Then transform. And then think, what would be the best method to transform? Project is very good, yes, we want to transform, bring these bad circumstances into path of awakening. Our project is very good, right? Project is very good, idea is very good. Then what would be the practical method, what would be the method, powerful method? Then, according to this mind training class, only method is compassion. Right? Compassion. Only method is in compassion, the noble heart. Then also this, if you look at the Buddha's life story, right? Buddha's life story. Buddha's life story of a Buddha is very beautiful. Maybe you can look at how he attained final enlightenment. Right? He sat under the Bodhi tree, all the time, decided to sit under the Bodhi tree, like what they call there's like 3 stages, right? What do you call it?
It's sort of 3 stages of the night.
Yeah.
Of the 3 watches.
3 watches, they call it 3 watches, right? At the beginning is beautiful. Somebody offer him kusha grass, right? Kusha grass, not a comfortable meditation cushion, kusha grass, and he sit with samadhi, right? Nice samadhi. at the beginning. First watch was beautiful. Right. Second watch was challenging. He experienced all this bad feeling, right? He went through. According to the 12 deeds of a Buddha, the second watch, he was attacked by Mara. Called Mara attack. Like almost like externally it described as a Mara, right? Some Mara coming with their weapons, angry, and then so many things, right? Attack. Internally it's anger he experienced. Then how he transformed that anger attack back his compassion. He did not use his mantra. Right? He did not use all different things, right? He just accept peacefully stay. Right? And actually that was a good example for us, right? In Lojong Teaching, right? Then even though all this, right? All the direction, like shooting gun, shooting another gun, what they call arrow and weapon, pulling, destroying, right? That is crime, anger, right? Internal. But he just smiled, sitting.
Was he wearing one of those protection strings?
No, not protection code, not mantra, and all this, custom or bodyguard, and putting all this. No, just completely open, right? That teaching is like he said, even he did not analyze, right? That his compassion, really compassion, transformed this aggressive. What do you call aggressive?
Aggressive energy or aggressive?
Yeah, aggressive, whatever it is, right? Yeah. All the compassion. That you can learn from that life story of a Buddha. Then again, then more, not that aggressive energy, more like a passionate energy, right? Then peaceful energy, all beautiful ladies, naked women, so many temptations. All this arise, right? Flowers, music, and drinks, all this temptation to stop him. That he experienced, showing attachment and anger there. So all the temptation, although he did not run away, he did not close his eye, he did not close his air blow, he did not pretend not to noticing, no. Again, same method. He used compassion, right? Same method, sitting, compassion, then transform. He experienced this, they mentioned after he went through a lot, Buddha's last time mentioned the two extreme bad experiences he got through. The second watch, right? Hatred, very aggressive energy, and very, what do you call, seductive, yes, energy. And both he used his compassion, Buddha, to transcend, right? That. Then, because of that, he did not fail, right? He managed to transcend this, transform this, is called bad, adverse condition. Then, third was, he's fully enlightened. It didn't take so long. If you recite a mantra, maybe it took so long to transform, right? If you use this also some other ritual thing, maybe it takes so long. Really look at it, he did not use that. Right? Therefore, method. After we have everybody has a good project, right? Everybody, all the activists has a good project, but method. Right? What kind of method we should use? And then Lojong Teaching saying it's compassion. Right? Then we describe a lot compassion.
So when he's experiencing like the naked girls and temptation and the music, was he having compassion towards like himself, his own temptations?
Yeah, both.
And what he was seeing?
Yeah, both. Both. I would say both. This is what I call his compassion is universal, not preference, right? Both.
So he experienced temptation,
Yes.
and then what?
Then it doesn't affect him. He didn't lose his seed, as I call, right? Then he can really look at it. He totally embrace, accept. He doesn't fight against. That's called compassion.
So, what exactly is the difference between acceptance, like accepting your anger, and having compassion for your anger? I guess I don't understand the difference if there is one.
I would say like accepting itself is compassion. Or accepting is the, what you call, one of the function, right? Functionality of compassion. If you don't have compassion, the sign that you don't have a compassion, that means you're not able to accept something. Right? I want to block.
Acceptance is a form of compassion.
Yeah, acceptance is compassion. It's already compassion.
Listen.
Yeah, the compassion of course go bigger than just accepting, right? Accepting. Because while I was reading, I don't know why, normally I don't really read these days, a lot of this ancient classical book. But in the last few days I was reading some Buddha's life story. Certainly, Buddha's life story. Instead of reading like a master's life story, right? I thought I should go back and read Buddha's life story. Then when I read that part, I thought, wow, it's perfect for this class and this topic. Then I thought I want to share with you that method. This is what everything is about compassion here. Actually, accepting thing, right? Accepting is I call accepting itself is compassion. Then when we discuss a lot in our use of the other class, accepting doesn't mean being powerless. Sometimes we say, when we become powerless, I say, I accept. And you do not accept, you just surrender. You give up. Right? Sometimes accepting is powerless or helpless. Or give up, right? I have no choice. So what? Right? That this is not a compassion. Compassion is more, even I describe as compassion, seeing situation, whatever feeling, right? Very clearly, seeing clearly. Yeah. Then also not just seeing, first be compassion and be patient, right? Let things happen. Allowing, right? Something is allowing. That means compassion says, I can wait a little bit. I should not feel this what they call rush. Impatient. That's not compassion. If something happens, then also accepting is allowing. Noticing, then seeing, right? Then of course, like accepting doesn't mean I should not take any action. But things happen. Then when you see clearly, learn fully, then you will decide what kind of actions need to be taken. Right?
So it sounds like you're linking compassion to skillful means?
Yeah. Then later, then respond, right?
To wisdom.
Then wisdom. Then say, okay, what action I need to be take, right? Maybe no need to take any action. Okay, that's okay, right? Otherwise, we take actions too quick. Normally, right? We take actions too quick. Maybe that action is not necessary. Too quick. Then become worse. This is what I call some confused Buddhist activist. You go out without, before you're seeing clearly the situation, before you are learning things, I want to take action, right? Then you make, that's called, you have a little hatred inside. Then this is not good. I call confused. That is confused activist, bodhisattvas. Yes, accept.
Lama Tenpa,
Yes.
do you have an example of an activist that wouldn't be confused?
Oh yeah, you. You're not activist?
No.
Why not? We all are activists somehow. Yeah. Yeah, bodhisattva dedicated, right? Many bodhisattvas are dedicated to the world, for the world. Something you want to change?
Do you have an example?
You can see like a Gandhi. I would there's a good example of Gandhi.
I think Wendell Berry is pretty clear.
Gandhi is one of the,
Wendell
Nelson Mandela. Thing also, I'm not sure that Nelson Mandela. I didn't study Gandhi. Even I said Dalai Lama is a very powerful activist. Dalai Lama. Thing like Dalai Lama or Gandhi. So we all, all the practitioners, right? Mahayana, Lojong, if you want the bodhisattva is the activist. With good, right? Good motivation. You think clearly, with compassion. I remember that Karmapa's interview. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you seen that interview. I don't remember where. Then Karmapa, he said he met a lot of activists. Europe, America, in the East. Even in Tibetan community. And he said activists is a very good news. There's a lot of activists, right? You want? But more important is that we have to train the motivation. If activism motivation is not compassion, is it like an anger, like kind of a what do you call it?
Retaliation.
Retaliations, motivation, and attitude. We don't need this. Then this is like a fake activist. I call the confused activist. Then that's a danger. They call activist, but motivation is a retaliation. What?
Retaliation.
Yeah, retaliation or confused. So many, right? So many reasons. Many activists motivated because they did something wrong with my nation, my religion, right? Always something is retaliation.
Retaliation. Yes.
Yeah, retaliation, it's not good. That means you don't want to see clearly, then accepting is nothing there. And you don't see clearly situation, then all anger, then you create a more problem. This is what Karmapa said. And this is what the Trungpa Rinpoche said. Maybe like this kind of activist, they say, this is my compassion, right? That's an idiot compassion. Okay? So then, anyway, there's what they call, there's transforming bad circumstances or adverse condition into the path is compassion. And compassion begins with acceptance. Right? Not acceptance is like if some people hit it like this, okay, I let the other people hit this side. Right? No, this is not accepting, right? Yeah.
So I'm getting that sometimes it takes time, patience sometimes to not to act, not to react.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have the patience to get the wisdom, if you will.
Yeah, it takes time.
To see it clearly. And
Yeah.
so when it's just reacting, it's like, okay, there's a problem, we got to do something, and just reacting is is not using compassion.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to, and sometimes it takes, I would guess, a long time.
I mean, it depends. Like bodhisattvas, right? If you are great, and it depends. If your mind well trained, compassion well trained, it doesn't even not
Well, like
take that time.
Nelson Mandela, say.
Huh?
Nelson Mandela, say, was in prison for years. And meanwhile, there was still a problem in South Africa.
Mhm.
He might have had I don't know. So
I see.
but yet he,
Well,
it all came out in the end, but
his imprisonment started a world movement, a lot of activism, which led, to companies divesting from South Africa. I mean, there was good that came out of his prison term from other activists.
So,
That
so
sure sounds like a lot of patience.
It took a long time. He was in prison for 25, 30 years.
I guess that's today's lesson.
Okay, good, okay. It takes time, yes. This is why I say be patient.
We don't like that in the West.
Patient is that means I can wait. Be patient means, right, I can wait. In the West, right, everything is possible, but I cannot wait. Like waiting is horrible thing in the West, because everything is what they call
You have to have
fast
it
food.
now.
Everything is like automated fast, right? But whoever make it faster, that's called, this is what do you call value. All the value goes into fast, quicker. Right? Everything is very quick, fast. Even like a computer, right? When the computer, like what do you call this?
When it's waiting or processing,
No, like this, when you click.
the little thing is spinning.
Thinking, on computer thinking, you gotta, that's what you feel, oh no, I don't want to see that arrow. Not that arrow, that
Right, it's a little rainbow that's spinning.
little ramp. Oh,
Particularly.
that is a bad condition for us. Oh no. Yeah, fast. In Buddhism they say, yes. Patience is you can wait. Something is time, yes. Many things in time, yes. Time is a good thing.
Meanwhile, there can be lots of suffering. Meanwhile, there can be lots of suffering still going on.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
that's
Okay, suffering. Like a illusion, like a suffering.
we can't fix it. Right?
Okay. I mean, that is the thing really is compassion, right? I would use best method is compassion to transform anything. Anything. Even for us, the thing like, okay, sometimes I don't know what the bad conditions are, maybe something like my bad karma. Right? Something like, yes. I don't really know. I'm going through all this situation, pain, right? Bad karma. Bad karma. Then after the bad karma, right? There's an adverse condition. How you going to purify, transform this bad karma into the path of awakening? Called compassion too. Compassion.
And that is accepting.
Accepting and also
Getting up
do.
with it and saying,
Not only accepting, also doing like a tolerant practice. Like for example, so this is, I'm good now. I just read few days ago Buddha's life story, right? Think when Buddha did the first tolerant practice, where Buddha did the first tolerant practice. You never heard that? Okay, tell me, yeah. Sometimes there's where Buddha took his first bodhisattva's vow. Or he did the first tolerant practice. It's in the hell realm. Hell realm, you can imagine.
that's where you go to get compassion.
Yeah, Buddha, right? If you read it, again, Buddha did the first tolerant practice in the hell realm. he was born in hell realm because when he was bodhisattva, right? Bodhisattva, one of the time, and he was born in the hell realm. Then there's in the hell realm somehow, right? They describe, I don't know. Then, when Buddha was there, that time he was not a Buddha. Now we still call Buddha, okay? Buddha, then another person, right? They have to both. There's some get in the hell. I mean, you get a lot of punishment, torturing, and they both Buddha and other fellow. The punishment they have to drag huge metal ball, like what they call ball, right? Huge metal, like a plane. There's no way they can drag. Too big, right? Huge one, they drag. Then both has to drag. And then they call like a Yamaraj. Do you know? In Buddhism they call Yamaraj, Lord of the Dead, like what they call inspector, captain who judge in this, coming and punishing them. They suffer. They both suffer, right? And there's no way you can drag this metal ball. Then suddenly Buddha had this thought, why we need to suffer this, two person, right? Anyway, there's no way to drag it, right? Why both we have to suffer? I think, why don't this my fellow, free? I'll take all the suffering out of his suffering. Why we have to suffer now? Both. We cannot share, right? Then he said, he had the thought, why I cannot take it? I'll take it. The thought, right? If that would be good. Let him be free, and I'll take it. Here's the pain of suffering up and back. He had the thought. Then the Yamaraj noticed this, right? Then the Yamaraj took a hammer and hit the Buddha. Yes, you have a bad thought. Whatever, Yamaraj. When he hit it, then Buddha was fainted. Fainted?
Yeah.
Yes. That's the good thing to happen in hell realm, right? You can imagine, right? In the suffering they were doing, he got this hammer in his hand, and he is knocked out. Right? You can say, that's bad thing. No, that's the best thing should happen in the hell realm. That happened. Then after that, he awake from his fainting, and he is free already. Because that he did the tolerant practice.
And his compassion was for the other guy.
And he take that is a if you read the sutra Chataka Sutra, right? Said Buddha did his first tolerant practice with this guy in hell realm. Not in like Naropa, Boulder, or some monastery, right? Yeah.
Can you say the name of the sutras?
Chataka, and that's huge. The Buddha's life story, previous life.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, there's so many teachings. Yeah. You see, then also to really purify your karma, right? From Buddhist point of view, he has compassion. Good thing. Also.
It really takes. I guess I'm looking at duality. It really takes suffering somewhere, someplace, to generate compassion, to even have compassion. There has to be.
Yes.
Would he have taught Tonglen to the other person? Is that?
No, he didn't teach. He just had the thought, right? That's what I call, he did the first tolerant practice with that his fellow, and it helped him. Or give rise to bodhicitta.
It helped him, or it helped the Buddha?
It helped the Buddha. And then next, it doesn't mention about that guy. And Buddha was hit by this hammer.
We don't know what happened to him. Maybe he was jealous of the Buddha getting hit by a hammer and just made things worse for himself.
Okay. Then I thought that, I can share something here from my reading. Okay, talking about good. Anyway, the method is to use compassion. If there's not compassion, right? Our boys, what do you call boys? You're talking outside, right? What do you call boys? You're saying out? There's no power. There may be power. Okay, and then we did this plan. A is the relative bodhicitta, through relative bodhicitta, and second, through the ultimate bodhicitta. Then a specific instruction, method. Then a specific method is then we're using this for strength, for power. Then we discussed first two, accumulation of merit and purification of negative deed. Right? Then the last two is this is also first like for power, for strength. First is like about me. Why I have to go through all this bad feelings, bad situation. Then maybe that's for the fourth thing. Maybe my negative karma is too strong. Or maybe my merit is too little. Right? This is what I discussed. Okay. Therefore we accumulate the merit and purified karma. And same thing like one of the, you can say that's again the method of accumulating merit. There's a millions way. Again, any action you join with compassion. Right? Compassion is good, both cases. Then second two is they say, then is you're offering torma. What did they say to your text?
I think it's offering torma.
Yeah, offering torma. Yeah, that is a new thing. This is a very Tibetan thing now.
Giving torma to gods and demons.
Yeah, offering kind of the torma to the gods and demons. We have like one. We have the two power, two types of torma you are making offering. And gods and demons, you're offering the one torma. And you're offering the torma, they're called Daginis and protectors. Dagini and protectors. Is that familiar to you? No way. I don't know that meaning. No. Yes. Did you raise your hand?
I did.
Question?
That's torma.
Yeah. Torma. Can you explain torma?
Offering.
Any kind of offering?
No, okay. This is a very Tibetan, mainly in Tibetan Buddhism. Then I thought that this is okay, torma, first torma, you make it from out of the barley flowers, you're making cake, you're making some kind of like a cake.
Here's something
Okay.
just for torma.
You
Pictures of torma.
so many different torma. In Tibetan Buddhism you can see. Huh?
Can you eat it?
And
Yeah.
you paint it.
Yeah,
but it's not
sometimes you
like-
can eat, some you don't eat.
Some you paint.
Pen and offering.
It's Tibetan Easter eggs made of barley flour and butter.
Yeah, barley flour and butter.
And liquor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And sugar maybe.
Okay, like a torma, yes. In the Tibetan monastery, a Tibetan temple, you will see all the time. How they make a torma is, torma, you have a barley flour, you put a little water, and there's a butter, and you make a cake. Instead of cake, what do you call it? Dough. And you make a different shape, all different shapes.
We should have a torma making class. We should have-
And sometimes they're very special torma makers, right? They're living on they're making tormas. Now they decorate so beautiful. Torma. Then sometimes the torma you have two color, one is white, one is red. You paint white and red. And they put a lot of ornament, that's a different thing. Torma. Then, actually, like that's called Torma. Okay? And then you're making offering to the Torma, they call, what they call, they say?
Yeah, I'm the AV club.
You call first like, there's 2 types of non-being. Not non-being, what they call? Not a human, invisible being. You call the invisible being. Like a ghost. Ghost, here is a ghost. And also, what did I translate? Sorry.
Law or gods?
Gods. Let's see.
So in our book, it has the distinction of giving the torma to gods and demons, and then offering torma to dakinis and protectors.
Yes. That demon is a god. Demons and God, right?
Okay.
These are invisible beings.
This one calls them duns and dharmapalas.
Dun and Dhammapala, yes. That's the Shambhala language.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And they call this as like invisible being, like a ghost. We call like a demon and ghost, right? We have so many ghosts. Invisible. Like they call this first 2 categories, they call demon and God. That means Lord than our human beings. Their karma, their situation is lower than our situations. And you do the Torma. And then they say, sometimes we unnecessarily experience negativity, negative energy, right? Because of disharmony with demon and ghost. That in demon and ghost, sometimes like a local, we call sometimes in the West, local deity. Like tree has some local, tree has its own god, mountain. There's many planets, right? It's the same thing, invisible being. They call or sometimes we call ghost, right? Ghost, demon. And then we have a disharmony with this. Actually, because of disharmony, that's a bad energy. Also, that causes us some bad condition or adverse condition. Therefore, we should make a harmony, please them, in order to please them, to make them happy, to harmony, right? You're making Torma. You're making Torma. And like a monk in a retreat, also Torma sometimes, right? Then many very sensitive, but some they got demons, some very sensitive. You're offering, sometimes you don't offer Torma, you just offer water. Sometimes like water, morning water. Or then the water, sometimes like a smell, different offering. So the morning, and you do something, you have a small bowl, you put a water, and like a zamba, barley flour, you put a little bit, each one, and you do the one sound, ding, 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 and you do the water, you offer this. Normal offering. Then the next is called, again, you're making Torma, they're called Dagini and protectors. Dagini has more like a female enlightened energy. Dagini come with it. Dagini is the female enlightened energy.
Isn't that also an unseen being?
Yes,
Okay.
the energy unseen being. But sometimes there's like a Dagini could manifest into being. Right? Some women, crazy women at the SMP, some Dagini appear like a real person, like very crazy. Or some very nice person. They call Dagini the female in Latin energy. And then Dagini is a primary what they call primary function of Dagini to support. Draw, right? To support your practice. Then also, in order to make a connection, please your Dagini, another Dagini Toma. Then it will be making for the offering Toma for the Dagini, you make a different shape, different Toma. And this even like you have a shrine room, you put this little bit higher, what do you call altar, right? You put it higher. If you visited a Tibetan shrine room, you have a lot of shoulder hires, right? Some Toma higher, some Toma is lower. And to making Toma for the for the demon and God, they put a lower. Toma for the Dagini and protector make a higher.
So I think in Zen, in Oryoki, they make a higher being and a lower being offering. At least the way that they did it at the doctrine that I was at. So maybe they were conflating Zen and Tibetan, but there would be a little offering that you would make.
I think we just would do an offering to the Buddha in 3 bowls. So that would be, and then the cook would make their own offering, like in the kitchen.
There's that, but then during the meal they would actually take some food out and place some at the top and some at the bottom of the Oryoki tray.
We would offer, make an offering to the hungry ghosts.
Yes. And that would be like the demons.
Yeah, then they do the.
Sure. And then, I didn't think, okay, so yeah, we would do one for the hungry ghosts, and then offer some of the water, like the tea, the washer bowls, that's a second offering, and then that might have a kind of protective quality to it. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that Toma. So I never introduced my Western friend to making Toma. Even I don't practice anymore. The Toma. So you need a lot of things.
You bake them? Do you fry them? What do you do?
No, I mean then you make it and you have to throw.
Bake it first.
You throw away.
If you go to Marpa House, there's like Lama Pejol makes Torma. They do a whole thing.
And you throw out, and sometimes you make a Toma for yourself. Called feast, right? You make a big Toma, you eat. After ceremony, you eat too. Then one time I did a Toma, they called police. Because another Toma morning, I have a 7 bowl, you put a water, right? Each one is a water. I don't make a Toma every day. Then you put a water, an offering, you put a little barley flour, right? Put one in, you put. Then after that, you put everything together. What you do is from the window you throw. On the street.
Yeah.
You went in the store, right? In the morning, from the door you throw, right? Nobody bother you. I have that tendency, I throw from the window every day. But one day, the I throw, the people, they complain. I keep doing this. They're warning, yes, you practice, that's a danger. Then I stop. I can bring next time. I think I stop that, what do you call?
Bowl?
The bowl thing, the Toma. Then I used to do the church practice too. Then they complain. You cannot do the church practice, right?
Noise.
Noise, yes. So many things you cannot do here. So many things. Okay, that is called the Toma. That means really is you need a harmony. Not only between the human beings, right? Also an invisible being, such as a demon, ghost. You should accept, be nice to them. Not only that, you say like the Dagini is a female enlightened energy who support to bringing what they call conducive condition. Drop, that's called drop, support you. That's called Dagini principle. Then Dharma protector is like a male. Dharma protector, more like male. In Latin, quality they're male. They are more to clarify the obstacle. The textbook said, right? Clarifying your obstacle to your path. And you make another Torma too. So that means also you need that. That means yes, you know, placing that there's what they call a Torma. Okay. I don't know. I cannot find my.
This one? You want this?
Yeah. Okay, this one. I cannot find. What did I get it? Okay, then this is that we discuss under the specific action. There's 4 power, right? 4 strength. Okay, then the last one is what I say. Whatever you meet unexpectedly, join with meditation.
Buddha did when Mara came.
Yeah, when Mara came, that means be compassionate or be compassionate.
Compassionate.
Be compassionate in 24 hours. Or be mindful in 24 hours. That means whatever we experience, right? Whatever we experience, best thing is whatever you experience, right? Whenever we experience a bad feeling or good feeling, right? Or neutral feeling, always try to connect. Our practice called meditation, right? Practice.
Practice Tonglen.
Tonglen, any practice here. Practice. That doesn't mean like some people we say in Tibetan, right? Tibetan, I will practice when I will be retired, after my retirement. Now I will make a saving. All my duty is saving now. Saving for my retirement. Then I will practice. This is a Tibetan saying, right? They're always saying, okay, I'm waiting for my retirement, then I will practice. Or some says, I'm waiting for my retreat. Right? In retreat, I will practice.
So people don't practice
Yeah, people don't practice.
in Tibet.
And that's like when you go to the bar, when you go to, this is the place not to practice.
Not here, not now. Okay.
Then you're waiting for special time, special place to practice, right? Then if we have that mentality, we will never practice. That means here is any time, right? You can practice everywhere, anytime. Don't wait for this special place or special time. And also, sometimes we become like what they call, in the West they call occasional practitioner.
Mm-hmm. We call them fair weather practitioners.
The fair weather practitioner, occasional,
What?
Occasional practitioners.
occasional practitioners. You know, they said like if we don't practice the continuity, then practice will not really become effective. And they give an example is like, okay, if you have a dropped like water, right? Like a drop. You know, water quantity is like a drop.
Mm-hmm.
If the drop is continually dropping, falling down, one day you will see the hole and the rock, right? Hole. Because why? If you really quantity is like a drop of water. Drop of water is impossible to make a hole in the rock. Right? Why? Because it keeps doing continuity. The power. So now our practice is like the occasional practitioner. Okay, need water. Then you're thinking, okay, maybe 1 year drop water. How many make this? Maybe one bucket, right? Yeah, I can just collect the one bucket and put it raw. That's called occasional practice. Is okay. You calculate it. Like okay, 1 year, this drop is like one bucket. Then you collect one day, or we bring one bucket of water and put that raw. So amount is the same, quantity is the same, right? Actually, what you do is that you make a little shining the rock, the occasional one. So therefore, we should not become an occasional practitioner. We should practice what do you call? What's the opposite of occasional?
Continual?
Continual practitioner. That means this is what, whatever situation. Right? Before you call your doctor, or something goes wrong, before you call your doctor, you should connect it. You can call your doctor through with your compassion. Let your compassion call to your doctor. Right? Unless you want to call the 911, let the call the compassion call the practice.
It's kind of like preventive care, is that what you're saying? Instead of waiting for an emergency, you do it, you go to the doctor regularly,
Yeah.
and then you may not have an emergency.
Yeah, the practice, yes. Anything, right? Sometimes things will happen with that you cannot really predict. This is I always said, future, right? Nobody could predict, right? Nobody, only Lama Tenpa could predict future. Right, Michael? Do you know that? I can predict.
This is like the Super Bowl.
Right, Chad? I can predict future is uncertainty.
Okay.
That means, oh yeah, not only me, we all could predict that,
Are
right?
you sure of that?
Yeah, future is. That is why we can predict, right? That's how we can predict. It's uncertainty. Uncertainty. That means anything. This is why they call. This is why they emptied, because of emptiness. Anything could happen, right? Anything could happen. That's it. Anything could happen. Whatever happened, not really happen. That's the Madhyamika teaching, right? Did you get that punchline? Anything could happen, right? But whatever happened, nothing really happened.
Anything could happen, but whatever happens.
Nothing really happened.
Oh. Sit with that.
I don't think you've taken first
Can
turn
you
or
get
second
it?
turn.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
So, the book says, like, for example, if you see someone in a bad situation, say you're walking down the street, it says to practice Tonglen.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, is Tonglen one of those meditation practices that we can continually practice throughout the day
Yeah.
on the street, not just on the cushion?
Yeah. Not only cushion, right? Yes. Like for example, like many people have the singing song, right? Whatever you go, or singing song, Somehow, some people do the mantra thing, right? Oh, we practice so well, like what? We do this mantra all the time. This mudra. F word all the time, right? Sometimes. We practice all this F word and this mantra all the time. We practice very well. Actually, if you really look at it, right, some unnecessary thing we practice so well. Even we don't need to think, right? We practice so well. When see something, again, this is a minute practice. Oh, okay, good. Then we concluded the point 3. I'm a little behind now. That's next is good. I thought this second point is very important because we all the time experience this is why we're struggling, right? Like for example, what should I do when there is a big question in my life? What should I do? The big question. And just sit and be compassionate. Okay, let's do the dedication. By this Mary may obtain omniscience, may defeat the enemy of wrongdoing, from the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death. From the ocean of samsara may I free all beings.